So, if you've been anywhere near the AI space lately, you've probably seen this acronym pop up, MCP, the Model Context Protocol. And look, if you're like most of us, your first thought was probably, okay, what on earth is that really? Well, you're not alone, and today we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify the whole thing.
And you know what? That feeling is so common. This is literally the title of a massively popular post on Reddit. It perfectly captures how so many developers feel. Everyone's searching for that one explanation, that one analogy that finally makes it all click. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. Break down the ideas from that discussion that sparked that aha moment for so many.
All right, here's the first big idea that starts to cut through the fog. Before MCP, you can think of an AI model as this brilliant, super powerful computer, but it's locked in a room. No internet, no connection to the outside world. It can do incredible things with the data it already has, but that's it. MCP is the Ethernet tuple, it's the Wi-Fi signal, and it's the entire App Store, all rolled into one.
Now, that isolated computer idea, it's a great start. But the analogy that really makes this whole thing snap into focus, the one that gets right to the heart of how it all works, is the restaurant menu.
This right here, this is the big one. For so many people, this is the moment it clicks. An MCP server is just like a menu at a restaurant. The AI doesn't need to know the recipes or how the kitchen is run or who the chef is. It just needs to read the menu, a simple, standardized list of what it can order, and say, I'll have that. It makes a really complex interaction incredibly simple.
Okay, so to really appreciate having a menu, you kind of have to imagine what it was like trying to order food without one. So let's rewind a bit and look at the world before MCP, at the chaotic problem that it was actually designed to solve.
You know, the journey to get here has been a wild ride, and it happened fast. We started in this era where developers had to manually write code for every single connection. Then came OpenAI plugins, which was a nice step forward, but it kept you locked inside their ecosystem. Then, function calling 1.0 was a huge leap. For the first time, models could decide for themselves to use a tool. But it was still kind of the Wild West, with every major player making up their own rules.
And the problems with that old way? Oh, they were super clear. First, you had total vendor lock-in. You had to write a custom connector for an OpenAI model, then a completely different one for an Anthropic model, and another for Google. The interactions were also one-shot and stateless. This means the tool had zero memory of what you just asked it. It was like trying to have a conversation with someone who had no short-term memory. It was frustrating, and it just didn't scale.
So this is where MCP comes in. The whole goal is to be a universal language for AI. And it's not just a minor upgrade, we're talking about a totally different way of thinking about the architecture. So let's actually dig into how it works under the hood.
I mean, the difference is just night and day. Before, you had this absolute spiderweb of custom connections. Every single AI model needed a unique, hand-built adapter for every single tool it wanted to use. It was a complete nightmare to manage. Now, with MCP, you get one clean, standard protocol. It's like having one plug that just fits into every socket.
So how does it pull this off? Well, the whole system is pretty elegantly broken down into three main roles. First, you have the host. That's the main application where your AI lives, like a chatbot or your coding environment. Then you have the server. That's the program that's actually providing that menu of tools and data. And the key piece in the middle is the client, which is just this lightweight little messenger that handles all the communication. This separation of duties is what makes it so flexible.
So what's actually on this menu? Well, MCP breaks it down into three basic types of things, or primitives. The first one is tools. You can think of these as the verbs, the action items on the menu. Things like send an email, create a file, or update a database. These are actions that have consequences. And importantly, the AI model itself gets to decide when to use them.
Okay, next up we have resources. So if tools are the verbs, you can think of resources as the nouns. They're the library of information the AI can look through for context, things like a company's knowledge base, a vector database, or just the files on your computer. This is how the AI gets the information it needs to ground its answers in reality.
And finally, we have prompts. Think of these like the chef's specials on the menu, or maybe some secret family recipes. They're reusable templates for complex tasks. This allows a human expert to basically pre-program the perfect way to do something tricky, like writing a complex database query, so the AI can be guided to get it right every single time.
So when you put it all together, a typical interaction is this clean 5-step dance. First, the client and server do a quick handshake. Then, the AI asks, okay, what's on the menu? That's discovery. The AI then decides to order something and tells the client. The server gets the request, does the work, and gets a result.
And finally, that result is sent back to the AI, which uses that new information to figure out what to do next. It's simple, it's standardized, and it's really effective.
All right, so we get how it works now. But let's be real, the tech world is absolutely drowning in different protocols and frameworks. So what really makes MCP different from all the other stuff out there? Let's just tackle those big questions head on. I know what you're probably thinking right now. Hold on. This sounds an awful lot like OpenAI's function calling. Or maybe this is just a fancy API. And how is this any different from a framework like LangChain? Those are exactly the right questions to be asking. And the differences are actually super important.
This really lays it all out. The single most important difference is the shift from stateless to stateful. Remember that short-term memory problem? Function calling 1.0 was a one-and-done deal. With MLCP, the connection stays open. The server actually remembers the conversation, which allows for a true back-and-forth dialogue. And while something like LangChain is an amazing framework for building an app, MLCP is an open protocol that lets totally different apps talk to each other. That's the key to making everything work together.
So this all sounds pretty cool in theory, right? But what does it actually mean for building real things in the real world? Let's shift gears and look at how this is unlocking some genuinely powerful new capabilities that just weren't possible before.
The impact here is huge. For developers, this is a game changer. Your AI assistant can now truly interact with your code. It can read files, run Git commands, check if your build passed. For big companies, it means you can have an AI that securely searches across all your internal wikis and databases. It basically supercharges things like retrieval-augmented generation, making internal Q&A systems incredibly smart. And this is where things get really, truly mind-blowing. This quote from that original Reddit post points to the emergent power of MCP. The user didn't build a tool and connect it. No, they just gave the AI an API key, and the AI figured out how to build its own MCP server to talk to it. Think about that. This isn't just an AI using tools. It's an AI creating its own tools. That's a huge step towards genuine AI agency.
That is an incredibly exciting vision of the future, for sure. But, no technology is a silver bullet. So to get the full picture, we have to take a balanced look at the road ahead. That means talking about the challenges and what's probably coming next.
There are definitely trade-offs here. MCP does add a layer of complexity compared to just making a simple API call. And having that stateful memory can make scaling things up a bit harder. And hey, let's not forget, the AI can still make a mistake and pick the wrong tool from the menu. But the future is incredibly bright. We're looking at much wider adoption, the potential for a real app store of MCP servers, and even expanding it to handle images and audio.
Which brings us right to the final big question. Is this it? Is MCP the USB-C for AI? That one universal plug that will finally standardize how any AI can connect to any tool, any piece of data, anywhere in the world. It is absolutely shaping up to be one of the most critical building blocks for the entire next generation of AI.